it's Holly here from Your Past is a Gift. Okay, so in this video, I wanted to talk about all the experiences or all the new knowledge that I've gained with the new job that I started in October last year. So I've been working with the elderly throughout the day, and while my little one's at school. So I actually wanted to look for work that I could do between, say, 9:30 after I drop her off at school and say about 2:30 before I have to pick her up. And so it just came about that I found a job that I could do that. I could say, these are the hours that I want to work, these are the days that I want to work, and I was lucky enough that that job exists. And not only that, but I was lucky enough that I can now work in something completely different. And working with the elderly, again, is giving me all this new knowledge, all these new skills was what I was thinking about before, for life, all these new life skills. And so, one of the things that I wanted to share in this video, because I did make one video for the elderly and it was a brief one, but I thought maybe we should touch on it a little bit more, okay? In the sense of, as we get older, okay, and our eyesight starts to fade, and our hearing starts to go, and, everything starts to ache, our bones start to ache, we get arthritis and all the things that come with, getting older, going into our 70s, our 80s, our 90s. Each little new thing that comes about to tell us that we're getting older and we're getting older. And so the videos that I wanted to create for the elderly was, from what I've been learning from my work and from what I've been observing, is that, it's easy to start losing your eyesight and to start losing your hearing, and all of a sudden you can't drive anymore and you start to feel like you're losing your independence. You can't do all the things that you used to be able to do so easily when you were younger, but to me, it's a time to embrace new things. Now you've got more time to do things that you didn't have before. When you're younger, you're rushing to work, you're rushing back from work, you're rushing to do the dinner. The whole lifestyle it seems like you're running all through the day to do things. And now, you're older, you're retired, and you don't need to do all of that. You can slow down. You can actually take that time for yourself to look at yourself, to look at your life, But with the previous video, I kind of touched on the fact, that we don't need to be afraid of getting older. We don't need to, okay? You'll lose your eyesight, and okay, you might lose your hearing, and these things, little things will start to go, okay? But for a lot of people, as they get older, there's this fear of having to depend on others, not being able to do things for yourself. And my message to you today is that it's going to be okay, because even if you're not getting on with your family, okay, say you've had your kids, they're all raised, they've got their own kids, they're living their own lives, and they don't have time for you. Okay, let's call it, because that's the reality for most of the elderly. Their children have got their own children, have got their own lives, and their lives go on, and they're too busy. For the most part, they're too busy to make time to come and see you every week. That's not everybody. I'm just saying, if you are one of these elderly people, that are feeling like, you've had this whole life of raising kids, and now they've got their own lives and they don't have time for you, and you don't really have much time in their lives. And you're feeling like, as you're getting older, and you're feeling like you're losing your independence more and more, suddenly a fear starts to creep in. What are you going to do when you can't do things for yourself? And the truth of it is that there will always be someone there, always. Even if your children are too busy, and even if they put you in a nursing home. And okay, it's not your home. That's not where you've lived your whole life. But you can no longer maintain that on your own. You will still be with other people. It reminded me of the time when I went through the IVF and I ended up 2 weeks in hospital, very, very ill. And the people that I expected to come and see me, my family that I had The little family I had left here in Australia, I expected them to show up at some point, but they were too busy living their own lives. They were too busy to make time to come and see me in the hospital. And I have to respect that. That's them, you know. But at the same time, you know, it was such a surprise to me, the people that did show up. You know, the ones that I least expected to show up. Friends that, you know, I thought, that lived much further away than my family. It would take them 2 hours just to come in to see me, and they made the effort to come and see me. So in that time, even though I was very depressed and I felt, you know, I was in a place of not wanting to have people around me, but I learnt from that experience that even through that, even if your immediate family can't be with you for whatever reason, okay, let's just call it that they're too busy with their own lives, okay, there will still be someone there for you. Always. There will always be someone in this world. You will not be alone. You will not be left at the side of the road with no home, no clothes, no shelter, no food. It's not going to happen. You will be taken care of. And for me, it's a wonderful time. If you've been watching these videos, it's a good time for you now to go through the videos and to resolve. Now you've got more time than you've ever had before to sit and evaluate your life, look at your life. Because it's never too late. If you feel, you know, if you've still got this guilt about something you've done, you can still, you're still alive. You can still talk to that person. You can still tell them how you feel. If you feel you made a mistake, if you feel you hurt them, you can at least say you're sorry and that it wasn't intentional and that you were doing the best that you could do. There's always time for you to resolve it for you. Always. Even if the other person's not ready to hear it. But the main message that I wanted to send out is that there will always be someone there for you. Always. You will never be left completely alone without anybody. Unless that is your wish. Unless you've pushed everyone away so much so with your words and with your actions that you want to be left alone. And that is your wish. Then you really need to go through these videos. You really need to resolve why you've been pushing everyone away and you've not allowed yourself to connect. Because that's what we're here for. That's why you're here. And if you're not connecting, you're missing out on the most beautiful part of life. All right, my darlings? I love you guys. Remember to click like and subscribe below so you don't miss any of the messages. And I'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye for now.